I'm Jasper Schwinklin.
And I'm Carlton Igmo.
And welcome to DLP News at 10 on this fine Wednesday evening, February 3rd, 1954. A common year on the Gregorian calendar, the 1954th year of the Common Era and Anno Domini designations, the 954th year of the second millennium, the 54th year of the 20th century, and the 5th year of the 1950s decade.
All right.
Tonight's top story takes us to Australia, where this afternoon, Queen Elizabeth became the first reigning monarch ever to visit the wonderful country down under.
And?
And what?
That's it? The Queen went on vacation?
What do you want? Not much else happened today.
Well, January kicked things off pretty well. What with NBC making the first ever coast-to-coast color television broadcast, Marilyn Monroe marrying Joe DiMaggio, and the launch of the world's first ever nuclear submarine.
I can see your point, Carlton.
I was just expecting a little bit more.
Right. Well, maybe some cool stuff will happen soon, and then we can talk about that.
Well, does it?
Actually, yeah, turns out 1954 is a pretty good year.
Well, then let's talk about that stuff.
All right. Here's one. February 28th, the first color television set is available for the public. This beautiful 15-inch screen television can be yours for only $1,300, which, if this was the year 2014, would be $11,000.
But it's not. It's 1954.
Right.
Right. In other news, this October, Texas Instruments will announce the development of their first commercial transistor radio, the Regency TR-1, which will go on sale in November.
Just now getting transistor radios? Wow, to people in 2014, 1954 is going to seem like a long time ago. This September, the Miss America pageant will be broadcast on television for the very first time.
Now that's very interesting, Jasper. There seem to be a lot of firsts this year, including this December when the very first Burger King will open in Miami, Florida. And possibly on a related note, the world's first kidney transplant will take place in Boston, Massachusetts 3 weeks later.
That is quite a coincidence, Carlton.
It sure is, Jasper.
And now let's turn it over to Mitzi Von Squirrel for weather, who, I understand, is out in the Midwest covering the polar vortex. How is it out there, Mitzi?
It's cold!
Well, that just looks horrific. Say, Mitzi, what's it going to be like here in Arizona?
It's gonna be hot.
Wow, she's good.
She really is, Carlton. Well, let's take a break from all these extreme temperatures and head over to Little Addie to see what's happening in the world of entertainment. As adorable as that is, it isn't really news.
Little Addie, is there anything to actually report?
Well, while we wait for that new dance craze to catch on, let's bring in entertainment expert Ludwig Raphael Omnibus to fill us in on all the industry happenings. Ludwig?
Thanks, Jasper. Okay, so let's talk about the movies. It was a big year at the Oscars. Grace Kelly won Best Actress for her role in The Country Girl. Have you seen that movie? It was darling. Also, Marlon Brando won Best Actor for his performance in the movie On the Waterfront, which also took home, get this, Best Picture, Best Director, Editing, also Direction and Screenplay. Also notable this year was an opening of the very first Godzilla movie in Tokyo. It's going to be fantastic. In the music world, while Mr. Sandman by the Chordettes swept the charts for 20 weeks in a row, the earlier part of the year was dominated by Oh My Papa by Eddie Fisher.
You know, My father was born at the height of that song's popularity.
You don't say.
That's right. If he was dead today, that song would be a perfect fit for him.
But he's not dead.
No, he's 60. 60 actually today, but he's not dead.
60 today, you say?
Yeah.
60 and not dead. Well, then we should wish him a happy birthday.
Yes, we should.
In further music news, Bill Haley and his Comets will record the song Rock Around the Clock and Shake, Rattle, and Roll, thus stirring up this whole rock and roll craze. And speaking of rock and roll, a new up-and-comer by the name of Elvis Presley will make his first recording this July in Memphis, Tennessee. He'll record songs such as That's All Right Mama and Blue Moon of Kentucky.
Say, Ludwig, is that a recent picture of Elvis you have there? Because if that's how he's going to start his career.
Yeah, I know. Good-looking fella, isn't he?
Something like that. Thanks, Ludwig, for that report. And now let's head over to Salisbury Masterson for a sports update. Salisbury?
Thanks, Jasper. Well, it's a big year for sports as the New York Giants will sweep the Cleveland Indians to win the World Series in 4 games. And while the St. Louis Cardinals will sadly come in 6th place, Cardinal fans can rejoice in knowing the fact that the Chicago Cubs came in 7th. Booyah! The Cardinals will go 78-82 this year under manager Eddie Stanky.
Stanky? Seriously?
Yes, seriously, Stanky. The Cardinal starters this year are Tom Alston, Alex Grammas, Harvey Haddix, Ray Jablonski, Stan Musial, Rip Rapolsky, Del Rice, Red Schoendienst, and Wally Moon, who will win Rookie of the Year, batting .304. With 12 home runs, one of which was his first major league at bat with 76 RBIs. In other sports news, this August also marks the first issue of Sports Illustrated magazine.
Very interesting, Salisbury. And what's happening in the world of football?
Well, the Super Bowl doesn't come into play for another 13 years. And the Dallas Cowboys won't even exist for another 6 years. So who really cares about football?
Very true.
Good point, Salisbury. Well, that basically will wrap things up for us here at DLP News. I'm Jasper.
Jasper, you really aren't going to wish your father a happy birthday?
Well, I guess I may as well, right? All right. Well, all of us here at DLP News would like to wish Don Pierson a very happy 60th birthday. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and from the very bottom of our hearts, we would like to say...
Happy birthday, big guy. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Don Pierson.
Thank you.
And good night.